It was just bad. And I was like, I got to get some help. And that's when I knew, like, I could no longer think for myself anymore. If you want to give up, it's not for you. Everybody is looking. That's the real flex here. I know you have a spa. Who gonna run it when you die?
Welcome to the Content Aesthetic Show, where we take different aesthetic professionals, different med spa owners, and allow them to share their stories so they can keep inspiring you to keep going so you can make a difference in your community. And today, we got big Candace Holyfield Parker, a.k.a. the six-figure spa chick, on the show. How are you?
I'm so grateful. Super grateful.
I'm grateful to have you here.
Oh, I'm grateful to be here for sure.
So, Candace, tell us, what do you do to make a difference in the world?
Ooh, we don't got enough time, first of all. But I help spa owners grow, scale, operate, get business credit, build a team, start their product line, and eventually come from behind the table, come from behind the chair. That's my end goal for everybody.
What got you started in that?
Well, actually, I built my spa. I helped everybody in my spa. I wasn't a six-figure spa chick yet. I helped everybody in my spa make six figures with Groupon. We all did the exact same thing. We was all in the same building. Everybody made six figures. I was just still Candace. And then I eventually moved to Atlanta, and I saw everybody was on their phone, making money from their phone. Yeah. And I was like, I got to make some money from my phone. And so I created Six Figure Spa Chick. And then I remember my first event, I had 2 people. My second event, I had 5 people. And then it grew to what everybody see it is now.
Oh, that's amazing. So let's go back to Candace. Like, what made you get into the aesthetic world? Was it something your family members was in? Like,
no,
what was it?
I hadn't, to be honest, I never had a massage until I went to massage school. I had never even went to the spa.
Yeah.
I was a waitress. I was 30. They were sick of me. I was sick of them. So instead of me going to another restaurant job, starting up from the bottom, I was like, let me go learn a new skill. I had already did medical assistant, but there was no money there. So I said, let me go learn a new skill. And I was going to go for nursing. But it took 2 years just to get something. I didn't have 2 years. And so the school told me about massage therapy. I was like, let me give it a try. And then I gave it a try. As soon as I enrolled, I immediately started promoting my business that was not open yet. I did not have a license yet. It's against the law to do massage without a license. So I had to work for free for a whole year while I was in school to start building up my business for when I would get my license.
How was your mindset during that first year in what I would call paying dues? Like,
yeah. I was in a long-term relationship with my son's father, and I knew when I left him, I knew I wasn't going to have anything. So it was either stay with him and get mistreated or leave and try to figure it out. And I left. And so it was like do or die for me. Like I had to get my license. I failed my test the first time by 5 points. It devastated me because I had to stay at my restaurant job for another 3 months. And it was just do or die for me at that time. Like I didn't have a plan B. Like I had to make that massage thing work for me. And so I just gave it everything I got. And when I failed my test, I had to stay at the restaurant job another 3 months. When I tell you I studied every living moment I had, and I went back and passed my test the second time, and I quit my waitress job the same day, and I started my business.
So I know you said you was in a situation that you wasn't happy to be in. How did you know it was time to progress and take a risk on yourself?
To be honest, I didn't know. It was just like, I didn't even know I was amazing as I am now. What everybody see, I knew none of that about myself at the time. It was just a matter of like, when somebody tired, you just tired. And so I was just tired. I didn't even know bet on yourself or do. I was just like, I'm tired of this. I ain't going nowhere. I can't keep on living like this. And I was just like, let me try something else. Like, I ain't had nothing to lose. And so I just walked away from everything and tried all new things.
Because there's a lot of aesthetic professionals that they would not sacrifice that whole year of doing stuff for free, in a sense, right?
I was broke for 2 years. 2 years, because I worked at the restaurant job, because I had to go through the school. Yeah. Then I failed my test, so it was like another 6 months. I didn't have a car. I used to walk to school. I used to walk to my job. It was bad, but I was just like, this got to work for me. Like, it got to be something better. When I pass this test, my whole life going to change. And I was just betting on it, and that's really what happened for me. So it was like a 2 year sacrifice, to be honest.
And the reason why I ask that, because people see you on top of the world today, but they don't know the sacrifices you made. And some people, when I talk to these aesthetic professionals, they think it's supposed to happen tomorrow.
Well, I feel like the reason why people think that back when I did this, it wasn't an Instagram Live, it wasn't a TikTok. But now everybody just see people making money and people are jumping into this. God didn't give them this. I think for me, all these things had to work out for me because God gave me this and this was already in my destiny. So some people are just doing it to do it and it's really not for them. That's why they don't last long.
Did you grow up in a family full of like entrepreneurs?
No,
Did you have
dope dealers? Dope dealers. I guess that would be entrepreneurs, huh? No, I grew up in a dope family my whole life. Grew up in the projects my whole life. I'll never forget when crack came in. My grandmama got on crack, tore my whole family apart. My dad got on crack, tore my family apart. And so I just grew up with dope dealers my whole life, and they are hustlers. So for me, I'm a triple threat. I'm street smart, I'm book smart, and I'm business smart. It's going to be hard for me to lose.
I love that. And so when you started, after that 2 years and you got your license and you were able to work, what was that first year like for you in business for real?
Yeah, so I wasn't in business yet. I was doing a little, I would even call it a side hustle because I knew nothing about business. I just knew I had to feed my kids every day. So I actually got a job at Massage Envy. I was making $15 per body, not per hour. The first time that I worked, everybody was complaining on me saying I was not good. Everybody. I'm strong, I'm tough. I went home crying that day and I started practicing on everybody every day. I was like, I gotta get good. I gotta get good. And I made it to the top 10 therapists of Massage Envy and I quit the next day. I just had to prove something to myself and everybody else. That's one thing about me. I'm going to prove it to me and everybody else. I quit the next day and that's when I went full time in my own business 6 months later.
So how was that when you just left out and like, did you have any clients or did you have to start from scratch?
Yep. I was helping one of my friends. She was paying me $11 per body.
Oh.
I was helping one of my, because we both took the test at the same time, but I failed. So she went ahead and started. This when Groupon was hot. Like, it wasn't what it is now. Like, we can do a Groupon, man, and make $10,000 in a week with no social media, no creating content, no Facebook ads. Like, this was those days. So she did it. She was paying me $11 per body. I was getting complained on there as well because I wasn't good enough. But I just kept on practicing over those 6 months. She went out of business. I also always had my own room somewhere to bring my own clients. I had like football players. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just waking up every day trying something and I was getting clients. And eventually I did get good after those 6 months. And then I fully went full time 6 months later on my own.
How was your mindset when they told you wasn't good?
I was like, I got to get better. I was like, I got to practice. When I used to go to Massage Envy and we would have a couples massage, it's another therapist in there with me. I would look at every single move that they do. And I never forget. I hope they see this podcast. His name is Aubrey. He still works at Massage Envy to this day. And her name is Shirley. They still work at Massage Envy to this day. They are capped out. They can make no more money there. But they would not go work for themselves. And they took me under their wings and showed me everything I needed to know to be one of the greatest. And those are the two people that really played a part of me being the queen of massage.
So that was your mentors before mentoring.
Yeah, because I ain't paid them. I didn't get them $1. They just took a liking to me. Yep, and I would just practice. They still the best to this day. They win like Massage Therapist of the Year at the whole company.
Oh wow.
They still work there.
And they ain't got no franchise or nothing.
I mean, entrepreneurship not for them. They comfortable with what they got.
Entrepreneurship not for everybody.
Yeah, and the same people that was at Massage Envy that time talking about me, look at me now. Because everybody was talking about me. I was the worst therapist at the place.
Yeah.
You know, bad news, but it's spread fast.
Yeah.
So I was brand new at the company. Everybody was talking about me. They were like, she can't massage, don't get her no clients. The people at the front desk would not book me. I only got booked if everybody else was booked and they had nobody else to send people to. That made me go harder, like practice and learn and build, and that's what I did.
At the same time, balancing motherhood.
I was so broke. It wasn't nothing to balance. I ain't had nothing to balance. I was broke. I just was going to my regular job, trying to do clients when I could. I ain't had nothing. And so I ain't had nothing to balance.
So why didn't you give up? Why you kept going?
I ain't have a plan B. I still don't have a plan B right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 6-figure spot chick, 6 figures. Like, we all know, everybody can see the difference in the economy. Yeah. I have no difference. I have to make this work for me. I don't have another choice. Like, this is my calling. This is my purpose. And this is what I have to do. I have no plan B for myself.
When did you start saying, it's my mission to help other aesthetic professional beauty pros?
It is so crazy. I never said it. I just did it. I never knew I was a server. I was just helping people. I always did it from day one. Anything I learned, when I left Massage Envy to open up my own business, no other therapists would come with me. I needed help. My Groupon was doing that well. No one would come. And so I was just doing what I could by myself. And then my friend Tiffany, she did nails, but she went and got her massage, like, she was my friend.
Yeah.
And she started helping me. And then it still wasn't enough people for me and Tiffany. And then I ended up calling them same people back, because I'm from Memphis, it's small.
Yeah.
It was traveling that Candace got her own business. Candace making money. Remember, I ain't had no car. I had got me a car. I had got me a storefront in the white people neighborhood. I called the same people back, and I was like, you think you can come help me? And I paid them more than Massage Envy was paying them. Eventually, everybody who came to help me left Massage Envy and started their own multi-six-figure business, because I helped them do it. I never even said I was going to help people or serve. It just happened naturally.
So how did you get your best friend at that time, Tiffany, to actually say, I'm going to convert from nails to help you? Like,
because we was already in business. So I used to do spa parties. I would do the massages. She would do the nails.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I'm going to go to massage school, because she saw how much money I was making. She knew I needed help. She went to massage school, and that was my ride or that. We still friends to this day. She has a spa and dine spa, because she went to culinary school as well. So at her spa, it comes with a chef. So she's still in business to this day.
Is she in Memphis still?
Mm-hmm. She's still in business to this day.
And she loved that.
And she is triple licensed. So she esthetician, massage therapist, and nail tech.
So tell me, I know at one of your events, I don't know if she was your first student, but I know she was the first person to buy something from you for like $25 online.
Oh, yes.
So tell me about like what your first student and what that process like. I know we all start, and sometimes we be like having like, probably like, I don't want to say imposter syndrome, but we be like, I don't know, like, but I'm going to give it my all. Like, what was that first student like for you?
So her name is Trina. She lives in Philadelphia. I just met her in person for the first time last year at one of my events. And my price was like $25. It was cheap. And I helped her. She went and told her, because we didn't have help. Like, the capacity that people have help now, we didn't have that before, especially not in a spa space. We didn't have someone like you saying, I'm helping med spa owners and estheticians create content. We didn't have any of these things. And so she paid me $25. I got her results. She told somebody else. They told somebody else. And then it kind of blew up from there.
How was that first $25? Like that first...
I know, I was thankful. I was broke. I was so thankful for that $25. I bought my kids a Little Caesar pizza, and I don't know what I did with the other $20. And then it was just for $25. My coaching program used to be, it wasn't a coaching program at the time, but it was $65 for the year. That's how broke I was, and how I didn't understand business, and how I didn't know any better. So I remember, I never forget, I had made like $5,000 in 2016. Remember, I had a six-figure spot though.
Yeah.
But I decided to become six-figure spot chick. Totally different ball game. Nobody didn't know me yet. Online wasn't a thing yet. And so I had to build that up too. What everybody see now, a multi-million-dollar brand.
Yeah, and I see when you do your events, you bring your kids, they help out, your husband is a part of it. Like, what made you be like, I want to make sure that my family is a part of my journey and not just watching my journey?
So the reason why that's important to me is because I am a living sacrifice. I'm never at home. I have missed so many games and practices and this and that. And so I need them to come see what I am sacrificing myself for, and why I'm building legacy for us. And what I have built, they can do it way after I'm dead and gone. And they already millionaires. The company's already worth millions of dollars. They can run this till they die, and then they can give it to their kids. And everybody is looking. That's the real flex here. I know you have a spa. Who gonna run it when you die? You're doing all this work. Who gonna run it when you dead and gone? Like, that's the real flex here. My kids can run what I have built way after I'm dead. They can give it to kids after kids after kids. It's a real legacy. So I need them to come see what I am sacrificing. I need them to come see the real people in person whose lives I've changed. Very important for them to see that, for me to understand what I'm doing here, what I'm building.
How proud of you is your external family, your cousins, your auntie, your mom? Like how proud of you are they? Like, are they telling you, like, Candace?
Yes. So my grandmother was a matriarch of our family, but she got on crack. And then my mom had to take over and be the matriarch of our family. Then I started making millions of dollars. I became the major. Like right now, I'm 43 years old. I'm in control of my whole family. At 43, that's crazy. I'm in control of literally my whole family at 43 years old. That's a lot on one person. And the entire spa world on my back.
How do you handle it?
Baby, it's a heavy crown, and a lot of days it bleeds. But when it's your assignment, I'll never forget when I lost $1.2 million last year, I told God I would never complain again about anything. And so I don't complain. I just get up every day and do what I got to do.
It's some spa professionals that life be life in.
That's their favorite line.
And they want to give up. And sometimes it's hard to see that vision and that picture when it's blurry. What would you say to them?
I'm going to take this off of this one. This real talk right here, everybody. It ain't for you. If you want to give up, this not for you. If it's for me, like I said, this is it. I see it every day. I eat it. I breathe it. I live it. I see it in my dreams. I see it when I'm awake. I'm not going to give up. No matter. I quit my business every day. And I get up the next day, take my NRG, and I'm back on it. This not for them. If they want to quit it, it's not for them. They not or they not ready. It's nothing else. They not ready. I'm ready, and if I'm not ready, guess what? I'm gonna get ready.
So, and how do you tell them, like, yo, you ain't ready? Like,
I don't tell them. I would never.
So
I would never tell them. I can't tell them that because they'll blame me for that. I don't tell them that. I just say, hey, who do you have to become to get what you want? And do you have do you have the mental capacity to do this? And then they gonna decide yes or no. And I tell them up top, if you ever quit, this is not for you or you're not ready. So I say it like that. See, that's the therapy in me.
No, I like it. And then also, let's talk about therapy. Like, how has therapy helped you as a person?
Oh my gosh. Saved my life. Kept me out of jail. Saved my life. I've been in therapy for almost 2 years. I don't know. I could see why I was so dysfunctional before because I didn't have a therapist. But my therapist saved my life. LaTonya Taylor and Dr. Tina. I got two. I was that messed up. I got a real psychologist. I was that messed up. Saved my life. And I speak differently. I handle situations differently. I respond differently. Everything just different. I'm a better leader. I'm a better mom, and I'm a better wife. I'm always been the most amazing friend, but I'm so much better in the other areas where I was lacking, and I'm only getting better because of my therapist.
When did you know it was time to actually see a therapist?
When I fell apart last year. I fell apart. I could not think. It was just bad, and I was like, I gotta get some help. And that's when I knew, like, I could no longer think for myself anymore. So I know I did another podcast interview, and she asked me, she was like, Candace, they say you a mean girl. And I'm like, I'm not a mean girl. I'm a mean woman. A mean girl, petty. I'm just naturally mean. And that came from my baby daddy doing a number on me, and it just made me be just mean overall. And now I am so proud that I'm a healing woman. Nobody can ever be able to say I'm mean again, like, because I'm in my healing process, and I'm just so much better from going through therapy.
That's big because a lot of times in the Black community, we run away from therapy. And I've been through therapy before, and I think therapy, is powerful because sometimes, especially us as entrepreneurs too, we don't have nobody to talk to, especially because if we're going through an entrepreneur season where things are bad, we feel like somebody judging us because they only see us on a pedestal, right? And so I want to commend you for that. I want to let you know how proud I am because I see your growth. I see how you're moving. And I want to let you know, like, no matter what happens in the world, I'm proud of you. I'm thankful for you.
Thank you.
Like, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even be thinking about this world, this industry. And I know last year at your event, we was in transition. We was like, what industry we was going to go to? And we was going to go to Black attorneys. We was going to help them scale and grow. And when I spoke at your event, a couple people signed up, and Stormy was one of them. And it was like, I'm grateful to have her as the first client, because if I had anybody else, I probably would have been out the industry. I'm just being honest, but I just want to.
She's a good student.
Yeah, because I just want to thank you, because for the last couple years, you've been having me talk. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just, you need me?
You were just showing up.
I'm just showing whatever you need. And so I just want you to know that I'm beyond grateful. And that's why even for me, before I came to this lane, I said, well, let me make sure she get a piece of the company, right? Because I want you to know that I'm grateful, I'm thankful, and I don't never want nobody in this industry or these people on the street to even ever bring a wedge between us.
Right.
I just want you to know it out of my mouth.
No, I'm glad you said that. I just had a meeting. I was just with Stormy. I was just with Latasha. They my 32 and 33 spot millionaires. Yeah. And I told them this is my third time being in a magical space. It happened. These are my third teams in 14 years though, so that's not bad. But it's a magical space when everything is aligned and it's easy and it's flowing and everybody is happy and money is being made, and it don't happen all the time this magical. So when I was just there, I was in the back by myself, and I was praying over Latasha's new spa, and I was just praising God, and I was like, I'm just so proud and I'm so thankful, and I was like, God, don't let nothing break us up. Don't let nothing or nobody break us up. And I say this prayer every time. Yeah. When I get into these magical spaces, I always say this prayer, and I be God dog. And it's not something, it's always someone comes along and break us up. And so I'm so glad you just said that. I want to say it as well. I'm in agreement with you for that as well, because people like us don't come around often. We don't meet each other often. We don't link up often. We're not in alignment often. It's a magical space. And so I'm so glad you said that, and I am in 100% agreement with you with what you just said.
I want to thank you. What made you start the Spa Boss Tribe? Like, did it just come out of nowhere? No, like, community is important, but how did you know?
So I took the class, and she was like, if you never want to go broke, create a community. I wasn't thinking about it. I was just trying to feed my kids. I used to always say Spa Boss before that, but one day somebody said Spa Boss Tribe, and I ran with it. I got it trademarked. I just started saying Spa Boss Tribe, Spa Boss Tribe, Spa Boss Tribe, everything. And I started doing events with 5 people and 2 people and 3 people and 30 people, and it just grew to this big thing, what it is now. We got thousands of members, and it's a national known brand now.
I love that. It's so many aesthetic pros that might throw events or do that, but if nobody show up, they give up. Right. Like, what would you tell them to keep going?
I know for me, I never forget, I went to Chicago. I always thought I was all that everybody. Just to let y'all know, I don't care if I was a waitress, a medical assistant. I used to be 250 pounds. Like, whoa. Yes. I just always thought I was all this. So I remember I went to Chicago, I did an event, one person showed up. And I was just like, let me serve the one person who showed up. And then I did my next event. Everybody understanding my voice, I'm going to always have me 3 dates at all times. So if I do an event and enough people don't show up, I got my next event to promote and talk about. And I got my next event to promote and talk about. So it was already planned that way, that if this don't work out, okay, I got another. You know what? This ain't nothing but God. Thank you, Jesus. We get a clean slate every day. Mm-hmm. Even if yesterday was bad, even if last week was, some people been bad 8 months, 2 years they've been down and bad. We get a clean slate every day. And so for me to know that, and to know what God brought me through, it ain't nothing for me to try it again the next day.
I love that. Because there's so many aesthetic pros that give up instantly. Mm-hmm. But you like, nah, I get to start over every 24.
And it ain't for them. If they constantly quitting and doubting themselves and limited belief, it's not for them, or they not ready for this. And it's going to be any business, because they gonna take their mindset with them wherever they go, whether it's 100%. A job, whether it's a relationship, that's going to go with them wherever they go. So for me, I know this is my assignment. I know this is my purpose. I know I don't have a plan B. I know God gave this to me. He keep on giving me. All I think about is, how can I blow up even more? Yeah. How can I be greater? How can I impact more people? How can I reach more people? How can I get... Man, Latasha made $1 million in 19 months. Yeah. How can I help more people faster? How can it? That's all I sit and think about all day. And I wake up the next day and I give it more, and I give it more, and that's it. Like this my thing. It's nothing else after this.
I love that. And so you could have been in any other industry. What made you say, I want to help Black aesthetic pros, Black beauty pros? Like, what made that happen? So
in the beginning, I never even said I wanted to do that. I never knew I would be 6-figure spot chick. I never knew I would have this community and multi-million-dollar business. I never knew any of that. I just used my creativity, did what I did. I needed help because I was on overflow. I started helping other people. They made 6 figures. I still wasn't charging anybody. And then eventually, once I really got on Instagram, I was able, man, if y'all not on social media, you sleep. That allowed me to reach so many more people and get so much more visibility. And as I started helping more people, I started getting recognized by other organizations, and I started seeing other things. And I never forget, my first one was American Spy magazine, and I made it to the magazine, and my picture was this small. And I got the emailing. Why is my picture this small? It's only 2 Black people in the magazine. And when it came out, my picture was big and it was at the top.
What made you have the confidence to actually say something, though?
I mean, I told you, I always thought I was all that. Like, why would I settle for? Come on, God, thank you. I don't understand why Black people, we just accept whatever. I'm just not one of them Black people. I only expect the best. I go where I'm celebrated, not tolerated. That means you tolerate me. You think you're doing me a favor by putting me in your magazine. Baby, I'm doing the world a favor. What you talking? God sent me here. I'm not going to let my picture be at the bottom. I'm not going to let anybody mistreat me. I'm not going to let anybody dishonor me. I'm not going to let nobody disrespect me. I won't allow it for myself, my brand, my legacy. I will not allow it. So I called and I said something, and then I was big. And then the next year it came out, and this time they made us have to pay for the nomination. They've never done it in the history of this company. We had to pay. I'm big dog. I'm big Candace. Yeah, we got to pay. Who got the money? And we started paying. I made it again, but this time, guess what? They ain't have my picture. And so over in these Black spot groups, everybody was complaining, they crying. I'm like, we ain't doing enough. Look at the people who they're honoring. Look at the people who in the magazine. Look at what they're doing. Look how long they've been in the business. They created this machine. We ain't doing enough. So I said, no worries. I'm going to create my own Black Spot Expo. I'm going to create my own magazine. I spent over $1 million doing these events for the culture. And that's when it became that I was dedicated my life to helping Black Spot pros. And that's been for 9 years.
Who we coming up on big 10, big.
I can't wait to celebrate big. 10 years as 6-figure spot chick, 15 years as queen of massage.
I love that. And I know I see this a lot, right? So a lot of the Black aesthetic pros can't hit $1 million, right? And why do you think that is?
So it's not that they cannot hit it. They don't want to hit it.
Break it down.
Anything we want, we get.
100%.
What we want wants us. So they don't want it. When I meet people around the country, oh, it's tight right now. Oh, I ain't got the money right now. Oh, life, and oh, this happened. You ain't tired. You asked me earlier, you was like, how did you know? Man, I was tired.
Yeah.
I was tired of going with that. I was tired of struggling. I had to do something different. They not tired enough, because once you get tired, you're going to become who you need to become. When you get tired, you're going to do whatever you got to do. When you get tired, there ain't no more excuses.
Yes.
That's why I don't cry for people no more. That's why I don't feel sorry for people no more. Because if I would have did that, I would not be sitting here with you right now as a 6-figure spot chick with 34 spot millionaires under my belt. I wouldn't be sitting here right now if I gave up and quit. I don't know who other people's lives, their destiny will be in somebody else's hands, and somebody else gonna help them if I didn't step forward and do it, because I quit when days got hard, and when my baby daddy did me wrong, and when I didn't have a car, and this happened, and I got broken. I lost $1 million and I want to kill myself. Who will be sitting here right now saying they helped 34 Black spot pros make $1 million? And nobody has more receipts than me. Let's be very clear. And that's just millionaires. We ain't talking about 6 figures and multi 6 figures. Nobody Black has more receipts than me. That's why I'm the queen.
I love that. But what did that mindset come from? Because I don't see a lot of them with a mindset like that.
Because they haven't saw anything. I know my business saved my life. I know that I don't have a choice. I have to make this work for myself. I can't unsee things that I have saw. Even if I don't physically go in the room, but I'm reading an article, I see something. How can I see everybody else? They're traveling the world. They got their new car. Oh, this they closet. This they kitchen. She got a spot. She made this. She did this. Why would I continue to look and do nothing? That's crazy to me. So when I look, I'm inspired, and guess what? I get to work.
Yes.
How can I have a better kitchen? How can I have a better car? How can I have a better spot? How can I make the money that I desire to change my life and build my legacy for my own family? And not only that, because I just said legacy, what I have built to all my spa owners, you guys are just in a spa. You're not building a legacy. When you die or something happens to you, who's going to take up the spot? The thing that I have built, people got to start building outside of themselves. So me being 6-figure spots and creating the only Spa Hall of Fame, they can live forever.
Yeah.
Spa Expo can live forever. My kids have multiple businesses that they can run. I hope everybody knows real generational wealth is 10 times down. What I have built, 10, 20 generations down.
Why is that important to you to build a legacy?
Oh, baby. Let me tell y'all something. The struggle is not real. The hustle is. The struggle is not real. The hustle is. It's very important to me. And I would tell everybody I had an amazing childhood. Like I said, I grew up in an adult family my whole life. So I didn't suffer as a child. I didn't have a bad childhood. I made adults when it came to me, bad decisions when it came to men when I became an adult. My kids gonna make mistakes. They gonna do whatever they want to do. But they gotta know my mama set me up. I need them to know that. I need them to be proud. I broke the mold in my family. My kids have to know that my mama set us up for the rest of our lives. And as long as they know that, that's good enough for me.
I love that because everything I do it for my kids because I didn't have it, and I do it for their kids and their kids. And when last year I thought about it at my last event that you spoke at, I was like, I feel like I'm hustling. I don't feel like I'm building. And our company was called Composite Media. And so this year, what we did was rebrand. We started a brand new company, The King of Content, because I wanted to scale this as a actual business, right? To pass down. That's why we got location. That's why we start building SOPs. That's why we start like really making it a real system instead of just hustling, because I want to make sure that I pass something down. And that's why when we got incorporated, we went S Corp. And when we did this, we was like, everybody who believed in the vision, let me give them a piece of this so they can pass it down. You know, and that's why that's why I pulled up on you.
I got that thing sitting with all my awards and trophies. Right. It's sitting over there real cute.
But that was the reason I did that, because of legacy. We want to pass down. We don't see Black businesses sharing stocks and shares with each other. We don't see them coming together, especially when you sparked the idea. You never had to ask me a couple years ago to come speak to your people. I don't know what route I'll be in. That's why I'm grateful for you. That's why anything that comes rocky, it's the devil attempting to break us up. Because I'm letting you know I'm beyond grateful. Like,
and you know the devil will use the closest people to you.
But that's why I'm letting you know I'm beyond grateful for you.
I just put a post on my IG stories after I paid. I don't know if you remember the last time I was here. I was like, man, I'm $25,000 over budget. And I just paid every invoice out of my own pocket. And I put in my IG stories, I said, anybody who ever fumbled me, shame on you. Because I know how much of a good person I am. I know in the past I'm aggressive. I'm not going to take that away. That's my accountability. Shout out to my therapist. But I say, anybody that ever fumbled me, shame on you. I really want people to know that. Like, it's people who's supposed to be here with me right now. They not here. It is not crowded here at the top. The bottom is crowded and it's nasty and it's stanky. Like, nobody wants to be there. You want to be at the top. It's not crowded here. We not hating. We winning. We masterminding. We're growing. We elevating. And it's people that's supposed to be here with me who not. And I just really hate they fumble me.
They probably hate it too.
They probably do.
I love that. So if you can give a framework to help aesthetic pros reach their first 30K, what would it be?
So I live by a 4-step system, which is discovery, lead magnet, clickbait, product. And once we get that framework down, it's a part 2, which is care, because we got to make people care. They're not going to buy from us if they don't care. We have to wow them. Like, we living in a space where every 3 seconds, 30 seconds, you know, their attention going somewhere else. So we got to wow them. And then we have opt-in, and then we have nurture. And so many people, they're not following that system at all, and that's why they're not making any money. Yeah,
I say the biggest thing for us we see is nurturing. Like, in the aesthetic community, it's a 30 to 60 day sales cycle, right? But if the lead don't pick up, or if the lead don't buy on the first call, then it's on to the next person. And it's like, that's not how it's supposed to go. You're supposed to pour into these people, get these people value, and then eventually they will turn into customers.
And give them a clickbait.
Give
them a clickbait, everybody. They're not ready to buy your $1,000 package yet. They don't know, especially if it's a cold lead. If you found me from a Facebook ad, even if you filled out my form, I don't know you well enough to immediately give you $1,000. take my clickbait out for first, and then let you, everybody who has a spa, you're under the sound of my voice and you have a spa, you have to get people into the location, especially if it's beautiful, if it's a vibe, you're amazing at what you do. You need to, your goal is to get as many people in there as possible. Everybody who got products, your goal, I'm real big in network marketing too. Yeah. Your goal is to get your products in many people's hands as possible. Yeah. They don't do that.
Yeah, because if you get a lead from online to in person, your close rate go actually up to 90%. Right? So on the phone, your close rate can be about 20 to 30%. But once you get them in person, it's 90%. Right? And so a lot of times they don't make it there because they too busy attempting to sell on the phone.
They need the money too bad. Yeah. They don't know nothing different. And so that's why they do it that way.
I say when you're in survival mode, you can't think.
You don't think when you're in survival mode. If anybody's on the sound of my voice and you're in survival mode, you got to create a standard for yourself before you get into survival mode. So when you get there, you don't make bad decisions. Like most people I need to lower my prices. You still gonna be broke, girl.
Yeah. Nobody care.
But you can't do a sale. You're gonna still be broke. You're gonna do a sale and still be broke. It doesn't make sense to do the sale. Yeah. You need to do a sale and then you have a plan to get on overflow. If you're gonna do a sale and still be broke, the sale don't even matter
at all. I love that. Candace, how did content impact your business?
In the beginning, I didn't know I was this marketing genius that I am now. I didn't even know I was creating content. I just would show up places, bold how I am, and talk my talk and walk my walk. And then once I tell everybody, going to massage school, getting on Instagram and moving to Atlanta, those are the three things that changed my life. Those three things right there. And so when I got on Instagram, it opened me up to just so much. And I just couldn't unsee none of those things I saw. And I never forget when I got some money, I had made money, but content, I didn't have to make content before. But then when I moved to Atlanta, content wasn't even as big as it is now. I got some money. I immediately went and paid this video guy. I think it was like $500 back then. Because I'm like, I need the content. And I paid him. And then I started putting out just bomb videos. And nobody in spa, especially massage, was doing none of this type of stuff I was doing. And it really blew my brain up and took me to a next level. And it made me be different from my other coach, Audrey Richmond, called it unclone marketing. It made me be uncloned. And so it made me stick out like a good thumb. So everybody wanted to know who I was and what I was doing. If that makes sense. Like that's like we on the show. I can't come wear any old thing. I gotta come like what we doing? Like so if they see it, they stop and like, who is that? What's she talking about? What's going on over there? Like everything gotta make sense from even what we wear, 100%. How we dress. All of that plays a part in us getting a sale.
100%. And so that's why we so big on content. We say content is a connection builder. Mm-hmm. Content is a trust builder. Mm-hmm. Content itself, you don't sell content. Mm-hmm. You use the content to actually convert the sale.
Exactly.
Right? So people not putting out content. And if they are, they putting out stuff that's not resonating with their audience and wondering why they not making the sale.
So we talking to spa owners. They putting out what everybody else put out.
Yeah, copy and paste.
Better. Well, it's monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
And so that's why they're not getting $30K months or $1 million because they haven't invested to learn another way to do things. And they can only do what their mind will allow them to do. And they don't know the power of having a business. Like my business saved my life. My business changed my life. Yes. My business set me up for long term. They don't understand. Anybody that don't take investments, they just don't understand the power.
Yeah.
That's just really what it boiled down to.
Yeah, I love it because I see a lot of aesthetic pros. They'll start something and give up instantly if the return ain't tomorrow. And it's like, but real estate, the return ain't tomorrow. Stocks, the return ain't tomorrow. And it's like, you got a brand new business with no testimonial, no results, no nothing. You just learned the dang training the other day.
And I ain't putting no real money into it yet. So like for me, I tell everybody I eat, live, breathe, dream my business. Like, it's in me. It ain't just it is in me running through my veins. And I just know the power of it. I know that it's mine. And I just got to make it work for myself. That's just me personally. And if I'm not making what I want to make or my life is not what I want it to be, how can I change it? It may be investing with the king of content. It may be investing with the 6-figure spot chick. How can I make this work for me? Because I'm living and breathing this thing. And I got to make it work for me because I know it's a rainbow on the other side of the storm.
Yeah, I love it. what is your superpower? If you can explain your superpower,
I got a lot of them.
What would be that main one?
My number one superpower was creativity.
Break it down.
Like I meet people all the time who got med spas. I go look at it. I tell them stuff they ain't never thought about in their life, and then they pop out, make 30K months or 50K months. It's creativity. Like, it don't matter what it is. How can I sell this? How can I promote this? And a lot of people too, very important, they don't know how to launch. LAUNCH. They don't know how to launch their spot business. They don't know how to launch their product. They don't know how to launch their events. All of that's going to take a creative strategist to tell you, how will I do this creatively? Because this is the world that we're living in. And a lot of these nurses and nurse practitioners, they're stuck in a hospital mindset. They website like a hospital. They talk like a hospital. They look like a hospital. That ain't gonna work if they the face of the brand.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna work in this day and time. They don't have to be the face of the brand. Like my spa, I'm not the face of the brand. I don't even do social media for my spa. We ain't not get to them details. You see me do a spa lounge every week across the country with big brands. I'm not the face of my spa brand. Them spa lounges can outlive me. I'm no longer the face of my brand. So I don't have to be nowhere dancing, doing no TikTok. I don't dance. I don't do TikTok.
I don't got no rhythm.
I got rhythm. I used to be the captain of the major team. I don't even use social media at all for my spa business. I use it for 6 Figure Spa Chick. I don't use it for my spa. I don't need it anymore. My name too big. My company is so indebted in Google. I'm so deep in that thing for 14 years in the game. People just randomly find me every day. I just go pitch myself, or my operation manager go pitch myself, and we do these spa lounges for these big companies, New York Fashion Week, Essence, Super Bowl. I am no longer the face of my brand.
I love that. If you can say one thing to an aesthetic professional that might be on the verge of giving up, what would you say to them?
So I would first say, you got to evaluate yourself. Number one, you are either, hey, I'm starting up and I don't know what I'm doing. Number two, I have made some money, but I'm still not where I want to be. And then number three, I'm just burnt out. And I know for me, I was just burnt out. Like, I had made millions of dollars and I want to kill myself. That's crazy. I never want to kill myself when I was broke. Ain't that ludicrous?
Yeah.
Like they say, more money, more problems. It's true. So you first got to evaluate. Hey, I'm in startup phase. You got to admit that you do not know what you're doing. Hey, I made some money, but you didn't invest in any help. When you quit learning, you quit earning. Hey, I ain't learned nothing new in a long time. I ain't been in a new room in a long time. I ain't saw nothing new in a long time. Come on, God. Thank you. If anybody wants to give up, you got to immediately run to a new room. You are no longer, my wealth coach, Donnell Winningham, said, you are not depressed. You are uninspired. They don't have anybody inspiring them to keep on going. It don't matter how much I want to give up. I can get anywhere. See somebody, I get inspired like that. Be like, I never forget when the pandemic came, B. Simone was on her $1 million journey. She was selling lipsticks.
Yep.
People were buying them. I said, I'm up here selling life-changing education and information. Man, go handle your business. And I got back and I started handling my business and I was making money. The girl was selling lipsticks and made $1 million.
Yeah, we bought 84 of them to support her.
But that inspired me. Right now we got Candace Girl Beauty selling her body glaze, making $1 million on a TikTok live. I'm inspired. Baby, I'm changing lives. We went to school for nursing and massage and esthetician. Baby, go handle your big. Go show up big today. Go, no matter how you feel, go put on your best perfume. Yeah. If you can afford to get your makeup done, go get your makeup done. Go show up big and go handle your business and cry tonight in the shower.
I love that. Candace, I want to really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Thank you.
For being here today, for planting the seed, for changing these women's lives, for inspiring them, for giving them the value that they need to keep going. Even the ones who gave up along the mission, you still help them hold on a little longer. And even for the King of Content, for planting the seeds to focus and help the aesthetic pros and professionals. I just really want to thank you. First of all, I want to thank you for being a wonderful mom.
Oh, thank you.
I want to thank you for being a wonderful wife, because all of that is who you are. That takes care. Like, if you nurture, how you nurture your kids, how you bring them to the spas, how you bring them to your events, how you put them to work, right?
They all working.
That shows that you're building them to be leaders as well and not followers. So I just want to commend you on that first.
Thank you.
I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Content Aesthetic Show. And I want you to know, if you're going through that storm and life is lifing, no matter what level you get to, it's going to be lifing. So you can't use it as an excuse to give up today. I want you to use this episode to keep going and understand you can be the leader that helps other people if you show up. You can be the one that makes a difference in somebody else's business or somebody else's life if you show up. If you're not hitting those income goals, it's because you haven't set the goal. So you don't even know what direction you're going. So allow this episode with Candace, the 6-figure spot chick, to inspire you to set bigger goals, to stop making excuses, and to do something today. I am Dontel Antonio, and this is the Content Aesthetic Show, and I want to thank you for tuning in.